Hello everyone, I'm Ankit and you're watching Steady IQ IS English channel. Where today's discussion will be on Baltic Sea because Baltic Sea is in news. But you'll ask why a water body located in northern part of Europe is in news in India. I will tell you that. So to understand why are we discussing Baltic Sea, we need to understand the context first. Now, Russia is currently conducting a naval exercise in the water body that we are discussing today, Baltic Sea. And this was after last week, Russia accused NATO, particularly its member Estonia, of impeding the freedom of shipping of a Russian-based tanker which was transporting crude oil. And in its defense, Estonia reverted that it was Moscow. It briefly sent a fighter jet in the NATO airspace, especially when Estonia was trying to stop a ship which was carrying crude oil supplies because this ship was a part of shadow fleet of tankers, and Russia continuously employs a shadow fleet of tankers to overcome the sanctions which has been imposed by Western countries after the Russia-Ukraine war. So basically, this is a broader issue between Russia and NATO, whether or not Russia can intervene in these areas of Baltic Sea. But that is a different matter. What we are going to discuss today is the water body Baltic Sea, what are the neighboring countries, what are the characteristics of this water body, and also some related terms that you must hear in the news quite often, right? So let us start our today's discussion by understanding Baltic Sea. Baltic Sea is located in the northern part of Europe and it is connected to North Sea by straits in Denmark, and it is also having many important Gulf like Gulf of Dansk in Poland, Gulf of Riga in Latvia, Gulf of Poland which is connecting Baltic Sea with Finland, and Gulf of Bothnia which is located in the northern part of Baltic Sea. Now, before understanding the countries, let us understand few of the details of Baltic Sea first, right? Now, Baltic Sea is one of the seas located in Atlantic Ocean and it is situated in northern Europe, right? And in terms of age, Baltic Sea is the youngest sea on our planet, whereas other water bodies like Indian Ocean, like Pacific Ocean, like Atlantic Ocean, these water bodies are approximately 3 to 4 billion years old. On the other hand, Baltic Sea is just 10 to 15,000 years old. So how is a water body compared to other water bodies so young? Now the reason for that so young age of Baltic Sea is that it was created due to melting of glaciers after the end of Ice Age, and this water body, that is Baltic Sea, basically earlier was a part of glacier. Now due to increase in temperatures in earth, this glacier melted and it resulted into what we know today as Baltic Sea. So that is why the young age of this Baltic Sea can be attributed to this geophysical phenomena, right? Now the countries which are surrounding Baltic Sea are as many as 9 countries. These include Sweden, Poland, Lithuania, Latvia, Finland, Estonia, Germany, Denmark and Russia. I've created a hodgepodge of mnemonic. Please understand it or remember it. It will help you locate these countries quite easily, right? This is abbreviated as SPLL, FEDR, G, right? So these are the countries that are located on Baltic Sea: Sweden, Poland, Latvia, Lithuania, Finland, Estonia, Denmark, Russia, as well as Germany, right? So basically, these are the countries that are bordering or that are sharing its land boundaries with the Baltic Sea, as many as 9 countries, right? Now what you need to understand, as I've already told you, Baltic Sea, it contains 3 major gulfs: Gulf of Bothnia located in the northern part of the water body, Gulf of Finland which is located in the east which connects Baltic Sea with Finland, Gulf of Riga which is slightly located south of that connecting the country of Latvia, right? So these are the 3 major gulfs, including a smaller gulf, that is Gulf of Dansk, connecting Poland with Baltic Sea, right? So these are the important gulfs that are in news. Now you understand this water body resulted out of melting of glaciers, right? So naturally the salinity level of Baltic Sea is lower as compared to other world bodies, right? Similarly, it is lower in salinity as compared to Indian Ocean, compared to Pacific Ocean, compared to Atlantic, and compared to Red Sea, which is quite highly saline in nature. The salinity levels of Baltic Sea is comparatively lower, and one of the factors that is contributing to continuous lowering of salinity levels in Baltic Sea is inflow of fresh waters in from the surrounding countries, and this is majorly because 60 rivers, they drain into Baltic Sea, and the most notable among these 60 rivers is a river called as Neva, which is the largest largest river draining into Baltic Sea. So that is why, due to melting of glacier, due to inflow of fresh waters from these 60 rivers that are draining into Baltic Sea, the salinity levels are quite low as compared to other major oceans and seas, right? So these are the important facts that you need to remember about Baltic Sea. Also, Baltic Sea connects with Atlantic Ocean through Danish Straits, and Baltic Sea also is home to over 20 islands and a group of islands known as archipelagos. And most important of the island is Gotland, which is located on the coast of Sweden, and it's the largest island in the area of Baltic Sea. And one of the problems that are faced in Baltic Sea is the occurrences of algal harmful bloom that creates the effect of reduction in the visibility of waters and also reducing the available oxygen in the water bodies of Baltic Sea. So these are the important facts that are important from your exams perspective. Now, I found many important terms that people often confuse. These are Scandinavian countries, these are Nordic countries, these are Baltic countries. So what are the differences between these countries? Let us understand this. Now, Baltic countries basically are 3 countries located in the eastern part of Baltic Sea, right? These are Lithuania, these are Estonia, and these are Latvia. So I've created a simple abbreviation. LEL are the countries that represent Baltic Sea. And from the map, you can see these are the 3 countries I'm talking about: Lithuania, Latvia, and Estonia. So these are called as Baltic countries. Now let us find out what are Scandinavian and Nordic countries. Now, Nordic countries is a group of 5 countries, and I've abbreviated them as FINDS, right? So it is Finland, Iceland, Norway, Denmark, as well as Sweden. And the last 3 countries, NDS, these 3 countries are called as Scandinavian countries, right? And Scandinavian countries are most famous for one fact, that they are quite high when it comes to happiness index, when it comes to developmental index, right? So NDS are Scandinavian countries, FINDS are Nordic countries, and Baltic countries are LEL countries, right? So the checkered part here in the map, you can see these are Scandinavian countries: Norway, Denmark, and Sweden. And when you include countries highlighted in light blue, that is Finland and Iceland, you get what are called as Nordic countries. Understand? So I hope now you will understand what are the composition of Baltic countries, Nordic countries, Scandinavian countries. Nordic countries are FINDS, and the last 3, that is NDS, are the Scandinavian countries. Okay, I hope I have made all of these concepts clear. Now I'll expect each and every one of you to solve these practice question. These are the 5 countries that I've mentioned, and you have to identify which of these 5 countries share a land border with the water body that we have discussed today, that is Baltic Sea. The ones who are answering it correctly in the comment section, I will like your comment so you'll know you've gotten the answer right. And if you want to download the notes, these will be available on my Telegram channel, which is called as ATS Live. So you can search the channel, download the notes and subscribe it if you still haven't. And if you're still unable to find the channel for some reason, please scan this QR code. This will definitely take you to the channel, right? So this is all from my side. We'll see each other again. Please have a very good day.